My name is Dr. Joseph. I am from India. I came in year 2002 to work in Hamad Medical Corporation in the Department of Accident and Emergency. I came as a specialist, but presently I am a consultant and waiting for my promotion to be a senior consultant. I came to the emergency department and was managing patient in the emergency department. When the department started an observation unit, which is a part of the emergency department. So the observation unit functions any patient who needs care in a hospital for less than 48 hours, we admit them to the observation unit. What we do is that we make a proper diagnosis, we treat them in the hospital, make sure they are fit to go to home without any complications. So once they are discharged, we follow them up so they get a better care. The Hamad Hospital Department of Emergency Medicine have a lot of educational activity where every day we are being taught the newer achievements in the medicine to implement that into our care. So we call it an evidence-based medicine. So we have the opportunity to learn from eminent people from in and around the world as well as local doctors. We have doctors from many parts of the world. That gives any person who works in the Hamad Hospital to get knowledge from various parts of the world and to practice in one center. We see almost 1,500 patients per day, which is the highest in the world, where one emergency department manages so many patients. We also arrange the mobile doctors, which is a part of the Hamad Corporation, to follow up some of the patients who need care at home. Hamad Hospital is my second home. I love to be here because it's given me all the chance to grow myself. Every patient, when they go out happily smiling, it gives happiness in me. And that is my passion, is to make a patient happy and his family happy. I'm married, my wife is a doctor, I have 2 children. My elder son is 17 years old. At present he's doing his medical school in England. And my second son, who was born in Qatar in 2003, is presently with me and studying in Doha College in year 10. We work in a very stressful condition in Hamad Hospital, where you cater for 1,000 patients per day. And when you come home, you want to relax yourself. I spend time talking to my kids, which give me a lot of pleasure. After that, we all will go to Cornish for a long walk. On weekends, we spend in mall watching a good movie together. Or when the weather allows, I spend time going to the sea line and spending time there.
My name is Dr. Charmaine D'Souza. I'm a doctor I work in Gas Company right now. I first came to Qatar as a child in 1975. My childhood initially was in Dukhan. I spent my first 5 or 6 years in Dukhan. My parents used to work there. Then from there we moved to Masaid, and I studied in a school, an Indian school in Qatar. There was no opportunities for medical school then, and I had always wanted to become a doctor, so I had no choice but to go to India for college. And I did that in 1991. I lived in India for about 9 years. So I did my graduation, my post-graduation, I got married. I had my first child in India. And then in 2002, I had an opportunity to come back to Qatar again. And I was so grateful for that because my husband got a job here, and that meant I could spend the rest of my life here and give back to Qatar what I had got from Qatar. It's been a good journey. It's been a comfortable journey. It's been an enriching one for me in terms of both family and career, because I had my second child here. My career has gone really well, and I've managed to get this work-life balance which would have been quite impossible in many other parts of the world. So I am grateful to be in Qatar.
My name is Sam. I'm 14 years old. I study at Doha College. I'm in year 10. I was born in Qatar and have many friends from here. Most of my Qatari friends I met from school. There are lots of Qatari people in Doha College, and we all go to Cornish for walks, and we look at cars as they pass by, and we go to the mall and watch movies most of the time. I play basketball and I love reading. I also love cars. I go to the Cornish and go for all the car shows as I can, and I do a fair amount of reading of cars itself. I collect cars and I draw cars as well as I can.
When I heard about Qatar from my wife, she told me that there are people from all over the world, they live in Qatar, and everyone can preserve their tradition in spite of live in a multicultural society where everybody is respected equally. So that motivated me to come here, and I truly experience the multicultural society allows everyone to have their own traditions and to raise their kid in their tradition without any external interference. Each time when I face a Qatari, the way they welcome everyone, doesn't matter rich or poor, the way they introduce themselves, almost few minutes they spend in asking about your family, your health. When you treat a patient, when they leave the hospital, the way they thank you for the time you gave it to them and the care you are given to their relatives. I always wonder when a patient, elderly patient, Qatari patient, when they come to the hospital, the number of relatives and the close family, they come and visit them. They spend a lot of time with the patient. The bond they have within the family, the bond the children have towards their parents, which you don't see any other part of the world. The respect they have towards the elders. I got a lot of opportunity to visit their majlis, where the friends come together. They treat you as one among them. They take care of you like their own family. When I get time to spend with my son, I always tell them, you learn the good things, how they take care of their parents, how do they respect their elders, how thankful are they to the expatriates, and they treat everyone as the same. The Qatar has changed 360 degrees. When I came, I could see few buildings here and there. The only landmark in the West Bay area was Sheraton. Now you see hundreds of high-rising buildings. The Qatar is known all around the world. You go and speak to anyone in any part of the world. Do you know Qatar? They say 2022 World Cup. So Qatar is gone all over.
Having grown up in Qatar and being an Indian, I've had an opportunity to compare India with life in Qatar. And the one thing that I found very beautiful about Qatar is if you go to an average Qatari house, outside the house, of course they have high walls, but outside the house they have a water cooler. For people who, people who are on the street just to drink water to quench their thirst. I haven't seen this in any other country. This is something I found very unique, that people show kindness to strangers. It's easy to show kindness to someone who asks you for kindness, but to show this kind of kindness, to give water to an absolute stranger who didn't even ask you for it, it is a greater tradition which I think we don't appreciate so much in the rest of the world, the kindness of this place. Qatar to me is home. There is no other word for it. It isn't first home, second home. All the blood in my body is because of what I lived and worked, and all my sweat is for Qatar. So for me, Qatar is where I belong, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm grateful.
Qatar is my second home, and I enjoy every minute I spend in this country. I enjoy the warmth given by the citizens of Qatar. I enjoy every minute where I spend with my patients.